Hi, today I will be changing the thermostat of my fridge. I have defrosted this fridge like twice already, and within 1 month it again builds up a lot of ice in this upper compartment, which is meant for your groceries, and the freezer seems to be working normally. Even if I leave the fridge at one setting, it still freezes over and builds up a lot of ice. I did check all the door seals, everything is perfectly fine. This leads me to suspect that the problem is in the thermostat. You need to remove the stuff from the fridge because it makes sense to first defrost it before you replace the thermostat. And if you're not sure that it's actually a thermostat issue, you should first defrost your fridge, clean it up, and then see if it gets messed up again. Our camping bags, which are meant for keeping cold food, this will give me way more time to deal with this. Here you can see that the ice has been building up excessively. We will also have to remove stuff from the freezer. For that I have a separate bag. It's also pretty nice if you have some of these cold packs. This will also help to keep it cool. So maybe the night before put some cool packs in there. In order to find the correct thermostat, you need to find the model of your fridge. On some of them it can be like somewhere in the door. I noticed that it actually has the product and serial number on this sticker inside the fridge as well. I couldn't see it before because it was hidden behind these shelves. When you're moving around the fridge, don't tilt it, or maybe just a tiny bit, like don't turn it on the side or the back, because then in most these fridges you have to then wait 24 hours before you can turn it in. For my fridge, the product number was on this barcode, this 7514 blah blah blah. So if you Google it, you can find the correct thermostat. Also down there is also some numbers, but this is your compressor. So apparently I found some old Christmas card. So that's a fire hazard. If your refrigerator is refrigerating, then it's probably not this component here. And definitely you can use this time to clean under your fridge. And of course remove the power from the fridge before you do anything electrical. So we will unplug this, and there's like a spy. All right. Before I try to even remove it, I will let the fridge melt. There is a chance that this wire that you have to pull out, so this thing, could be also covered in ice inside of there, which might make pulling it out really difficult or break even something. Because the last thing you want to do is to break the original one. I will use a regular fan to blow inside of the fridge. This will keep the air circulating and it will melt faster. At some point when it melts, these big blocks of ice will actually fall off. So you should be also attentive that you don't make your floor wet. Don't just leave it like this and then leave the home for 4 hours and then you come back and your floor is flooded. See, easy as that. 10 minutes or 15 minutes, and you can see already the ice is dropping, it's melting, and water is collecting everywhere. The warmer side of the fridge should not have this layer of ice, so that's definitely not working correctly. You don't want to force it, but to speed it up, just remove the ice. So yeah, when you have these kind of pipes, like don't pull it, you might damage these, so let them fall off by themselves. But like for example here, if you have some ice that comes off really easy, you can speed up the process by a bit. The fan makes all the difference, that when the water collects here, that it actually drains. If the water gathers here, then you need to use a wire or something to unclog this drain plug here. At the moment the water nicely goes away. So, alright, so that's what I meant, that this will just fall off. This is all the ice that came from there. Here I have a tiny tab remove this tiny cover with a tiny screwdriver, and then I can remove the screw. Of course, make sure that electricity is disconnected before attempting this. Alright, this is the replacement part I got, and it does look the same. It has the same numbers, same markings. Of course, many of these will look the same, so don't try to buy a replacement part just by looking at it, because they all look very similar, but the length of this sensor and the internals might be slightly different, so when they switch and whatnot, definitely order one based on the specific fridge model that you have. And before unplugging anything, I will take picture, so this way I can put it back the same way. Before removing it, I will also make a tiny mark on the wire here, so I know how deep it has to go. Because the replacement doesn't have any marking. Some of these have like a tiny marking on them, which will show you how deep it has to go. This one on first sight doesn't seem to have it. Oh, actually, to get this out, there's an opening here. You can push it from here, so this way you can get it out without damaging. See, I damaged it a bit because I was scraping like this, but you can actually push it just out. How these connect, and I have it on video. It should be possible to pull this out. Woo! See how long this is. It's very important also that your replacement part has it the same length, so don't throw this away before you know that your replacement part is suitable. I still have this red marking, so I know exactly how long it has to go inside. Check one more time, do the parts look exactly the same? I think they look similar enough. I think this one I can actually remove from the original and put it here. There's probably a reason why it's there. And I can also now already see that the lengths of these wires is also exactly the same. And I'll also mark here how far it should go. Don't mix them up. How I can tell that this is the old one is that it still has this thing. So now I will only leave the new one here and remove this sock from the old one and put this away somewhere. Put the same sock onto the new one. I will hopefully be able to slide it back. Be sure to make this pipe really as straight as you can, because then it will slide in easier. But also be sure to not kink it by accident, because it is a tube after all. So let's see if we are able to not too much resistance. It goes pretty easy so far. And where was my marking? My marking is here, so it should go to the same depth. And actually it stopped. It doesn't want to go, and it stopped exactly where I had the marking. So this tells me that the depth is now correct. This is the ground. Then the black one is the first one here. Brown, which is in the middle, is the white, so furthest away from me. And be very careful with this wire. You don't want to ruin your new thermostat. sure the wires are all nice, that nothing is kinked. Yeah, I can feel it, it even has the resistance. So this one you just squeeze back and it's still, you can feel that at least with this fridge the turning it off has a different feel. So this seems to be off, on. And then don't forget to put back this screw cover. Before even putting the stuff back, I will dry it. Plug the fridge in for a moment. Oh. Well, it did turn on, off, on, so at least we know that it works. Over 3 weeks later now, and the fridge has been working great. So a new fridge would have been 400 to 500 euros, and for the replacement part I only paid 31 euros. It's definitely a win for me. In the fridge there is absolutely no ice buildup anymore, and all the produce are also nice, and we actually even had to turn this to number 2. Before it was always on 1 and everything froze over. And the freezer part that's down below, it also has barely any ice buildup, so I would say that this refrigerator is fixed. Like and subscribe.